Around. First and foremost, TGIF, because tonight's video is about, wow, it has been a week. And if you've had a rough week too, these things happen, right? What can you do about it? How can you approach it? Well, I had a lot of things going on, and I'm sure you do too. If you think about your family, your work, all your obligations, your budget, recession, the news, your health, your parents, everybody's got stuff that they're struggling with and maybe stressed about. And that's what I want to talk to you about, is how we can work together to manage that. This week, I never go to the doctor. I'm very lucky that, and I work very hard and strategically, it's one of my business lines to be healthy. And so I usually only have to go once a year for my annual physical, and that was this week. And since I don't typically go to the doctor, even though I absolutely adore my doctor, if you're listening, Joanne, you are the absolute best, an angel on earth, and I volunteer with her to help women in our community get access to healthcare. She's amazing. It's still just not my favorite activity. And then, as you know, if you watched my video last night, I lost a dear friend and we honored her this week. So insert whatever challenge that you might be dealing with, because we all know that the majority of us are feeling pretty stressed right now for whatever reason. And so here's some things that you can do. The first thing is, I really recommend you get outside. Studies show that a certain amount of sunshine every single day, a certain amount of sunlight, even if you can't feel it, is really good for us biologically. It's good for us as we are as people. I combine that with a brief but brisk walk. It's about a mile. It only takes about 30 minutes, and it just feels like heaven, to be honest. So if you feel really down, sometimes moving is one of the best things that you can do for that. I double down on all of my self-care routines, but my gratitude journal is number one. Maybe you have a really strong prayer life, and so I suggest you double down on that. I do that. And then I also have a gratitude journal where I'm writing every single day 5 things that I'm grateful for in that day. And sometimes the smaller, the better, but the more thoughtful. And then 10 things that I know to be true. And I'm vision casting in those 10 things. So it helps me kind of move my pivot my view towards the future and focus less on the sadness or the emotion or the struggle that I might be feeling right now in the moment. And then I make sure I double down on self-care. I love all things warm. So hot bath, hot tea, a nice little book with a heating pad wrapped up and curled up. Whatever it is that you do for self-care, whatever it is that you think, man, if I had an hour alone, I would go get a Starbucks, go to the library, go for a jog, call a good friend on the phone, write a thank you note that's been on my list for a while. Whatever those things are that make you feel like I really had a treat today. Because one of the mental tricks that I always recommend is that you always have something to look forward to. So you've got to kind of know, what would that treat list look like? So I recommend you make a self-care list. Probably not in the depth of your despair, but at a time where you're kind of like, and also keep it on your phone, maybe in the notes section. So you're able to say, oh my gosh, I loved grabbing that gelato at Splendora, at the local spot that we all love so much with Pete. I mean, she's amazing. The owner is absolutely amazing. We all just think the world of her. But maybe that's your treat. Make it something that you know you can execute and something you can do, but create the list so when you're in your despair, you can just pop it up and look on it. The other thing I do is I get help. So I'm going to have everything I need this week delivered from Wal-Mart Plus. I'm not going to worry about grocery shopping. What's cool about Wal-Mart Plus is that I can also get anything delivered from Walmart.com. So I needed a notebook that I organize and write my daily to-dos in. I was at the end of one notebook, which is kind of exciting to get a new one. That was a good treat. And I was able to have that delivered. If you would like to try that, I've got a $20 off coupon. So it would only be $78 for the entire year for you. And that would also give you discounts on fuel, free shipping from Walmart.com, and free delivery from your local store. For me, that's been a great way to streamline my time, my money, and my energy. I also believe that I spend less when I don't go to the store myself, because I don't see those random things like, oh my gosh, honestly, I'm loving their clothes lately. And I'll be like, oh, what a cute t-shirt. I should get that. When I know full and well, I'm full up on t-shirts. I have all the t-shirts in the world I'll ever need. Especially if you've ever worked in the nonprofit world, you probably have those too. The other thing is that I wear my WavWatch. This helps me with my anxiety. It's part of how I'm working through my Bell's palsy, healing after 20 years. It will help me on 850 settings. So I've been playing around with an emotional eating setting and an anxiety setting and my standard Bell's palsy setting, which is a nerve setting for dystonia. This is something that you can get $100 off with my code ABW100. And I've had friends who have incredible results when it comes to migraines. If stress brings on migraines for you, this would be something great to kind of nip that in the bud. I had a friend use it to great effect for focus and for sleep. So I'm getting all these testimonials from people I know and love, which makes me feel great. But for me, this has just simply been life changing. And then, of course, I try to hang around people that I love, like in my resilient and supportive community, my successful community. I love you guys so much. Everybody's welcome to join over there. And the whole goal here is that we help support what it means to be resilient and successful as a family. So those are just some tips and some tricks if you're having a week. The other thing I would say is just it's temporary. This too shall pass. And whatever you're experiencing now is going to be a setup for something that's so much better in the future. In almost every occasion in my life, when I've met a challenge, it is almost universally much better on the other side of that challenge. And when you're in the middle of it, it's hard to think that way. But I'm telling you now, you are smart enough. You are a hard worker. You're kind. You're a good friend. You're an amazing person and you deserve success and peace, even in the hard weeks. So I hope these tools will help, and I look forward to seeing you back here Monday. Have an amazing weekend, relax, and enjoy this fall season. And I'll see you back here Monday, live around 5.